I'm delighted to be part of this celebration of St. Bridget's Day. St. Bridget's Day is a time when we celebrate the contribution over the centuries to Ireland of Irish women. And it's great that we're now hosting today a concert bringing together some excellent musicians. I want in particular to pay tribute to Joni Madden and Eileen Ivers. I know and admire their work. I had the pleasure of seeing them perform at the Milwaukee Irish Festival last summer, and it was a marvelous experience to see the virtuosity and also to see the way in which our festivals reach out to people all over America and bring them into contact with the best of Irish music and Irish culture. So on the occasion of St. Bridget's Day, it is great that the festivals have come together, have pooled their resources in order to present on this day a compendium of the best of Irish music in America. So thank you to everyone for taking part in this concert, for tuning in to watch and to enjoy what the artists have to offer. And thank you all for marking St. Bridget's Day in this very positive and wonderful way. So happy St. Bridget's Day to everyone.
My name is Maren Patron, and I am a member of the Executive Committee of the Association of Irish and Celtic Festivals. We are delighted to present to you our second annual celebration of St. Bridget, being brought to you by our association and the Embassy of Ireland. The Association of Irish and Celtic Festivals is a consortium of over 100 Irish and Celtic festivals and organizations from across the United States and Canada. Our mission is to promote and preserve the Irish culture in our region and throughout the US. And we could not be more excited to do so tonight by celebrating strong Irish women and the co-patron saint of Ireland, St. Bridget. Tonight, we will be showcasing both rising and established Irish female performers from across the globe, whose contributions to Irish music and tradition is phenomenal. Now, it is my honor to introduce tonight's hosts. Grammy awarded, Emmy-nominated Irish fiddler Eileen Ivers. She has established herself as the preeminent exponent of the Irish fiddle in the world today and is a dear friend of the Association of Irish and Celtic Festivals. Eileen will be joined by Joni Madden, who is considered one of the greatest musicians and personalities in the history of Irish music in America, and since its inception in 1985, has also been the leader and driving force behind the all-female Irish music and dance troupe, Cherish the Ladies. And we can't go without mentioning that Joni is the 2021 National Heritage Award recipient for the National Endowment for the Arts. She is now considered a national living treasure in our country for her contributions to the cultural fabric of America. She's only the 15th Irish artist out of 450 winners to be chosen, and she's only the second woman following Liz Carroll. Without further ado, please welcome my friends, Eileen Ivers and Joni Madden.
Woohoo! Hello, Maren. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Treasure.
It's great to be here. I think that's the only time she'll ever call me treasure. That's for sure. Well, it's wonderful to be here, Maren, and a great. Not only are myself and Eileen friends, we are lifelong friends. For those of you that aren't aware, we went to grammar school together, and we grew up in the Woodlawn section of the Bronx, and went on to school, and we played music throughout our entire careers, and we're still lifelong friends after all this time.
Thank you so much.
Maren, thank you. Delighted to be a part, and with, again, my very good friend Joni, to be hosting this wonderful evening, celebrating, of course, St. Bridget on her feast day today, and women playing Irish music. Obviously, thank you to the Association of Irish Celtic Festivals, the Embassy of Ireland, for all they do. They're very dedicated to fostering, of course, Irish culture in America.
Can I mention something, Eileen? Daniel Mullill, our ambassador, he was saying how he watched us, but he didn't say how he got up and sang with us. He sang with us at the scattering.
at the wonderful scattering, of course, Milwaukee Irish Festival. We both looked over at the same time, and a bunch of rowdy fellas were to our right, and Daniel was kicking up a storm, and it was wonderful.
Well, thanks for being there and for supporting the arts, Ambassador.
Absolutely. And tonight, again, we honor one of Ireland's beloved saints, Saint Brigid, the golden sparkling flame, as she's also nicknamed. We celebrate women in Irish music. Quick background, you folks, I'm sure so many know about St. Brigid, but she was from Kildare, or of Kildare, really. She was known. Light in the darkness of 5th century Ireland, a pivotal developer in Christianity in Ireland during that very dark period. Was renowned for her abundant hospitality. She always felt like every guest is Christ. Beautiful way to think. Was always welcoming of others. She worked miracles, provided sustenance for others. People would receive what they needed, whether it be for hunger or for healing. She established monasteries. She brought justice, securing the freedom of prisoners and slaves. St. Brigid believed in arts, education. She founded communities of nuns to provide education to women at this time, just saying 5th century Ireland. She founded a school of art. So again, today being our feast day, Joni and I are just thrilled to be asked to be hosting this with AICF, Embassy of Ireland. Amazing amount of women musicians coming up to celebrate the heart and soul of Irish, the female spirit, and God bless St. Brigid. So I know you guys are online, some Facebook, some YouTube from all over. Love to hear your comments as well. It really makes us feel that we are working on this together and in a very communal way, as only Irish music and tradition is. Right, Dal?
I certainly will say so. And, she was born in 450, the year 450, and she died when she was 75 in the year of 520, on February the 1st. And it's an amazing thing is that next year, the government of Ireland is going to make it a national holiday. But a lot of people don't really probably always see you see that beautiful St. Bridget's cross up there in the corner. And what happened, where that all came about is that's it. There you go. The St.
Love it. Love it.
She found a man who was dying, and she went to convert him and found the rushes on the ground, took the rushes, formed them into the cross, and blessed him. And she was an unbelievable woman. And the first woman, of course, the saint from Ireland, and she's a patron, one of the 3 patron saints of Ireland, joining St. Patrick and St. Columba. And she actually was baptized by St. Patrick and went on to do incredible work in the country, of course, bringing the Christianity. But, so to celebrate her now, she's going to have a national holiday, just like St. Patrick in Ireland, starting next year. And not just celebrating her, but celebrating women. And tonight we're going to let's start by celebrating some of the women we have on the program. And we're going to go to County Clare for the First Lady. And this is Susan O'Neill. And I met Susan along with our great friend, Sharon Shannon. And Sharon was blown away by Susan, brought her over to Australia. They were touring, doing gigs in Ireland. But she's really not a traditional Irish singer. She's more into the blues and gospel. Right, Eileen?
Absolutely gorgeous. Blues, gospel, Joni, obviously from the Irish and tradition as well, a little bit. Multi-instrumentalist, plays trumpet, plays guitar, you'll hear, and even looping and things. She's very progressive in that sense. So wonderful voice. And I know this is a treat. She wrote this song for St. Brigid, and she'll explain it in a sec. It's called You Are. Beautiful way to start off our celebration of St. Brigid's feast day.
Hello to everybody on the internet, across the pond and wherever you're watching from. My name is Susan O'Neill and I'm coming to you from Lynch in County Clare. I'm very glad to be singing a song in honour of St. Brigid. She is pretty badass as saints go, but of course she was badass long before they made her a saint, so she's really rooted in the cool. I'd like to thank the Irish Celtic Festivals Association and the Irish Embassy for supporting this endeavour to celebrate such a lovely day. Also to the Milwaukee Irish Fest, where I was playing a gig no less than 126 weeks ago. So yes, thank you, and it's great to be asked to do this today. I'm going to sing a song that I wrote myself. It's called You Are, and it's inspired by energy that is feminine, that wave of feminine, of yeah, beauty, I guess, up and down, black and white. So I hope you enjoy it. You are the endless sea, fierce and wild, gentle and free. You are the dancing of the breeze, secrets held eternally. You are a question why you're misunderstood, a helpless cry. Still, you are the answer to it's all contained inside of you. You are all you see. You are all that you see. You are all you see. You are the gentle sweep from the day into the night. When souls give up their bodies, egos give up their fight. You are all you see. You are all that you see. You are all that you see. Tender spark you animate. Oh, you know you resonate. You're the essence of the new and the old, 1,000 heroes, stories told. You are all that you see. You are all you see. You are Thank you very much. Happy St. Bridget's Day.
That was wonderful. That again, Susan O'Neill, an original song entitled "You Are." What a way to start the night.
Powerful voice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue with an instrumental. Actually, this time it's a tune I wrote a couple of years back. It's from a record I did called "Beyond the Bog Road," and it's called "Crossroads." And this piece was kind of inspired by where my father comes from. Joni and I are steeped in very wonderful, incredible parents and lineage of just Irish born and just we've been so fortunate to get back there a lot and just really have a heart kind of in both lands. But this tune Crossroads was inspired by this actually little triangular intersection. And Joni, you know, even up to the house that we have over in Mayo there in Kilchama, up the Kelchies, and it's a little triangular little intersection and the perfect quintessential crossroads. And you know, it's a pre-famine village. It's very old, a lot of stones around, and just kind of thinking of what that journey was like, this pre-famine time, especially where they had choices, right, to kind of stay in the bog road or the infinite bog road line that would just take them around to the world to get out and form the part of the wonderful, thriving diaspora. So obviously those choices changed the folks' lives, our lives, Joni, and all our lives. my sister Maureen, who I'll give this one out to. It certainly did. It impacted us very much. So hope you guys like it. It's filmed actually by incredible filmmaker Patrick Ife. He shot a lot of stuff there in Mayo, close to our home, and also in Ellis Island and Liberty Island. So check it out.
I love this track.
Thank you, Joni, very much. Well, you're actually a part of it, and Gabriel Donahue, wonderful piano, is on there, and very good friend. So here we go with Crossroads.
Wow. That's Eileen Iris, folks. That's music to hit the soul there. And not just beautiful me playing and beautiful composition, Eileen, but also the scenery really tells our family story, doesn't it? And
absolutely, Joni, thank you very much. Yeah, that was a fun track to put together.
I know, it's amazing. And you know what? I can see we are lighting up Facebook, and we're exploding YouTube. We got everything from Costa Rica, and we got Boston and Philly, Virginia, Wisconsin, Nova Scotia, Nebraska, Argentina. We got Yonkers. Woohoo! Florida,
Long Island.
Portland. Let us know where you're listening to, folks. We'd love to where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you. And hopefully you're enjoying the program so far. And I just thank you, Eileen, for that. I think that's one of the nicest pieces of music you wrote. And I just love that video. Seriously. Absolutely beautiful. But I think we're going to hand it over now. We'll move on to the young bucks. We have one of the younger bands that are on the scene. They're not that young now. They've been around a while. A fantastic band called Goitse. And they all met up at the University of Limerick, taking music classes there, where you can get a master's degree in Irish music, which when we were growing up, that wasn't there. I'll tell you that much, because I would have been there if it was an opportunity. This one went on. Eileen went on to get her master's degree, and you just got an honorary doctorate too from Iona University, right?
Oh, thank you. Iona College, yeah. I went the mathematics route, but whatever, I think after experience of any kind of education is wonderful. And Mihola Sulivan, of course, we love to mention him, Joni, don't we? Because he was a big impetus to get the University of Limerick program going. And so many folks, as you said, Joni, have been going through there. And really, it's a great place to collaborate, to meet, to really grow yourself as a performer, as an arranger, as a writer, composer. And this wonderful band have met there.
Yes, they're called Goitse, and they've recorded 4 albums so far, and they're a real mixture they come from all over Ireland, and we're going to get them in here now to play a couple of tunes for us. And Eileen, I know you love their fiddle player, don't you?
Well, Anya, I love the name Anya. That's my mom's name. Anya McGeaney is the fiddler and also vocalist. A shout out to Colin Phelan, Connell O'Kane as well, and I believe Colin will also kind of introduce the folks coming up. But it's a very interesting tune. It's called Invasion, and it's cool because the first tune I think is in a meter 5, followed up by a tune in like a 6. And then they go into a blast of reels with 2 amazing dancers at the end. I know one of the gentlemen you worked with, Joni.
David Gainey's been dancing for us with Cherish the Ladies for years. But as you can see, folks, she's talking about 5s and 6. I only know how to count 2 and 4. So anyway, there you go. There's our math list. Let's hand it over now to Goitse. And please drop a line in that comment box. We want to hear where you're listening from. And if you're enjoying it, let us know. And here's a couple of tunes more for St. Bridget. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. We are delighted to be part of the AICF St. Bridget's Day celebration. We're Goitse, and today we're going to perform as a 7-piece band with Martin Brunsden on double bass, Kieran Leonard on drums, and we also have 2 dancers as special guests as well. We have Gillian Massop and David Gainey as well joining us. So we're going to play a set called Invasion, and this is for St. Bridget's Day celebration, and it has a particular fondness for us in the band because Anya, our fiddle player and singer, is from County Louth, and that's the birthplace of St. Bridget out in Fahart, which is just out the road from her home place. So we're going to play this set for you. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in America very soon, please God. So this is a set called Invasion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Who?
Oh, that was boring. No energy.
You think they'd have a little lift to the tune, those dancers. I don't know.
They're fives and they're twos and they're fours. Let me tell you, you need to take 5 after listening to that.
10. The Olympics are coming up, so we'll get ready for the Olympics. 10.
10. Boy, let me tell you what's going 10. We got people zooming in from everywhere. I'm just seeing the Philippines and Alberta and Canada is well represented there. And we got Newfoundland and Alberta, Ontario, Calgary. I don't know where else we got. Carrick, McCross, and County Monaghan. They're in.
Oh, nice one. That's my my people there. The Mulligan crew from up there. My husband's family, and some Galway in the house. There you go. That's a good one, Dal. Also, I love this comment. I saw you both the first time in Dublin, Ohio, the Great Irish Festival 20 years ago. How you doing there, Dal?
Well, that couldn't be us. We weren't there. We're too young for that 20 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, folks. We love hearing about where you guys are from, and hopefully you're enjoying the great night. I know Joni and I we're certainly enjoying it very, very much. Bringing this to you again with AICF, the Association of Irish Celtic Festivals, the Embassy of Ireland. Thank you so much, guys, for again all you do. These festivals, as we travel around the summer, thank God, it was wonderful, right? To see everybody, the friendships just ensued, the playing, the sessions afterwards, the crazy collaborations on stage. That's what it's all about for sure. And we love to continue more music here. And a wonderful singer that is kind of fresh onto the scene in Ireland is up next, Danny Larkin. She's a singer-songwriter, folk musician, and you mentioned Carrick McCross from the Armagh-Monaghan border. She's heralded as one of Ireland's finest songwriters, well known in the live circuit in Ireland. She's a wonderful mix of folk and I think a little blues I heard in her voice as well. Really a very soulful, you could tell, person as well as performer. Her music, she says, is inspired by folk tales, which she was raised with, and intertwined with elements of traditional melodies and also rhythms. A wonderful debut record, Notes for a Maiden Warrior. And she's going to do 2 songs from that. A wonderful little trio she put together, really beautiful room there. She plays 5-string banjo. You'll hear fiddle, background vocals, and harmonium. Wonderful drone-like instrument with percussion as well. They do a beautiful a cappella piece, but I love, she'll tell you, she comes from a place there where she'll be chatting to you. And her confirmation name is Bridget. Nice one.
Well, here we go. Let's go to Armagh and Monaghan for the next singer. Here we go.
Danny.
Hello. My name is Danny Larkin. I'm a singer-songwriter and folk musician from the Armagh-Monaghan border, and I am coming to you from St. Brigid's Well in Kildare, which I didn't know existed until 5 minutes ago. I was actually en route to the Hill of Ishnok, right in the very centre of Ireland. And I saw a sign for St. Brigid's Well, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to say hello to you from there. Big thanks to the Irish Celtic Association of Festivals for having me, and the Irish Embassy for creating a much needed space. The 2 songs that you're going to hear from me are Bloodthirsty and 3 Wise Women, both taken from my debut album Notes for a Maiden Warrior. And St. Bridget for me has always been an incredibly powerful aspect of my life, since I took on the name Bridget for my confirmation name when I was a tender 11-year-old, and Bridget wasn't a very popular name at the time. But I'll not keep any longer. Enjoy the tunes, La Fiala Bridge, happy St. Bridget's Day, and yeah, take care.
She
dark as her fingertips begin to glow, and her hair grows stranger there as her pounding feet find the soul. The song we are going to leave you with is Three Wise Women, and the last verse is in Irish. It was translated by Helen Rooney. Really wonderful translation. I hope you enjoy it. This is Notes for a Maiden Warrior. I am Danny Larkin, and thank you so much for this evening. Three wise women sing to me, and from their silver hair are woven life's tapestries, and they come from below there. The first called out my name, never heard before, and I felt a tug upon my heart, and my fire began to roar. The second played a flute so rare, low and thudding did it sound. I danced with her into the night and surrendered to the ground. I followed the third into a lake. There I found my call, and we howled into the pale moonlight and went diving for ancestors. Diving for ancestors. Diving for ancestors. Tríma fasa canu alone. I ceol fwy buin anti. Agus o'n y grwig orga. A hannig trygt gan pwy. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Great job, Danny. Woo-hoo.
Beautiful. Danny Larkin there with two gorgeous songs from her debut record. Beautiful.
Really, I got to tell you, I'm just getting a kick out of where everybody is tuning in from. I mean, Florida, Wexford, you should be in bed in Wexford, Connecticut, Mexico, Montana, Oregon, Chicago, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Oh my God, it's great to see that the response we're having here tonight for this St. Bridget concert.
I tell you, Dal, the diaspora is very strong, and it's showing there tonight. And again, the wonderful net of St. Bridget has casted all throughout the world there, and it's beautiful to see. Irish Embassy again. Thank you guys, AICF. This is a great night altogether. Really, really is.
You know what I know about this. The next group now.
Yeah.
This is just up your tree. Not one fiddler, not two fiddlers, but three.
Power trio. They also work with a wonderful guitarist and Eric on bass guitar as well. They're wonderful folks. So thrilled to introduce to you guys the Bowtides. As Joni said, three amazing female fiddle players. They all were part of the Irish American band, the wonderful Gaelic Storm that we've known.
Never heard of them.
The very shy front man, I think, Patrick something or another. He likes to jump anyway around. And
Steve, I don't know.
Steve is, Ryan, of course, and the fellows. They're a great band, and these girls have been really holding down the fiddle and the trad roll and so much more through the band through many years. But wasn't it great? And I want to give a shout out to them, of course. Jessie Burns, she's originally from England, now she lives in Colorado. Katie Grennan, from Pittsburgh area, living in Chicago now and playing up a storm, and Ellery Klein from Boston area. Right. In 2020, they joined forces. They were commissioned to produce 2 virtual concerts, as of course that was going around that crazy, and for some US-based festivals, and they released a few singles. So check them out, guys, on Bandcamp. And they are also passionate teachers, which I love. They just did one of their Fiddle Frenzy sort of workshops there, I saw, which looked wonderful. They had, I think, our wonderful friend Liz Carroll and Win Horan was with them as well. So they're, and Breach Harper, another good buddy of mine from back in the day, a great fiddle player. So they're very much into the teaching and passing on the tradition, that's for sure. They were live last year for the first time, playing in the Pittsburgh Irish Festival, and we were actually on the fest as well, and we were on the same stage, and it was great to see them live. We had a bunch of tunes backstage, and well, in the wee hours of the hotel, kind of as you do, Jal, don't we kind of get into some
Not
tunes?
me. That's why I look like I was in bed. Yeah.
You should be in bed. What is it, 1:30 or something? But they're
Well,
great.
you know what? I'm really this is beautiful music, beautiful arrangements, and
Yes.
I have to say Dave Curley on the guitar, and he's a fantastic musician and a great dancer, great singer. Let's hear them. Bow
And the
Tie.
storm chasers are in the house, so mind yourselves.
Here we go.
Bow Tides.
Hi everybody, we're the Bow Tides and we're delighted to be here with you this evening. We're beaming in from 3 different states. My name's Jessie Burns, coming to you originally from England, but now from Colorado.
Ellery Klein, coming to you from Medford, Massachusetts.
And I'm Katie Grennan, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, currently living in Chicago. And you might recognize the 3 of us individually from our nearly 16-year stretch as the rotating fiddle player role with the Irish American band Gaelic Storm. That's how we met, and that's how we have formed a friendship through our shared experiences with that group on the road. But the 3 of us came together as an official trio towards the end of 2020. We were commissioned and invited to perform and record a number of virtual concerts for some Celtic festivals around the country, which ended up leading to our first official in-person gig at the end of 2021 at Pittsburgh Irish Festival's 30th year celebration.
We love composing, arranging, performing, of course, and we love to teach workshops as well. And for us, definitely the silver lining of the pandemic has been being able to form and perform with the Bow Tides together.
We'd love to thank the Association of Irish Celtic Festivals and the Irish Embassy for supporting this great event for women musicians. It's really fun for us to be part of this festival celebrating St. Bridget's Day with our all-female band that has benefited so much from the strong Irish community of women musicians, both as students, performers, and as teachers. So we always hope to keep passing along to the next generation.
So we're going to kick off our music this evening with a waltz. It's an original composed by me, my eldest daughter, and it's called Beatrice's Waltz. We're going to follow that with a set of original jakes, 3 of them. The first one, Ellery composed, and it's called the York Street Steppers. I composed the second one, it's called the Sanctuary Jig, and Katie round sings off at the end there with Agnes's Stitches. We're joined by Dave Curley on guitar and Eric Tureen on double bass. We hope you enjoy them.
Well, now that was sweet music.
That was gorgeous. And again, the arrangement's just beautiful with some harmonies and some rhythms on the three fiddles to really give it that diverse spectrum. Beautiful. Again, the bow ties, Katie Grennan, Jesse Burns, and Ellery Klein. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Dave Curley.
And you're not one bit pushed about the fiddle group. I know.
No, I'm not biased on fiddle at all, right?
Well, you know where we're going to go? We're going to go live right now, folks, to Balagan County, Louth, to meet our dear friend, Kathy Ryan.
Hello,
how are you, Kathy?
You two are doing a brilliant job. Well done, women.
Well,
are we?
Well done, the two of you women, Kathy and Joni from Ireland. Again, we won't say the time, but you guys are amazing. Kathy, thank you for joining us. This is great to have you.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm honored to be here to talk about Bridget. I love Bridget. I love the energy of this time.
Well, first you're supposed to say you love us first, and then you love Bridget.
You two. That goes without saying.
You know, I remember, Kathy, I first heard you singing at a barbecue in New Jersey. And I went back to Eileen. We were all in Cherish the Ladies. I said, listen, I heard this singer tonight, and she is incredible. And the next thing you know, the three of us toured with Cherish for a number of years until you guys both went on to have incredible careers. But I think
after the first gig, jumping up and down in the loo. Because
but I have to say, Kathy, I consider you one of the finest singers that ever sung an Irish song, for sure.
Oh, thank you, Joan.
An interpreter as well, Kathy, and your own songwriting as well through the years. Fantastic. And
okay, enough now, lads.
No,
all right. What do you know about it? What do you know about good
Bridget,
old?
I love the fire festivals here in Ireland that go back to the Celtic calendar. And Bridget's is the second of the year, Imbolc, which means in the belly. And it is the time of lambs. Lambs are in the fields here now. The grass, the soft grass is beginning to grow. The rain is getting a little more quiet and sweet, not pelting us and making us run away. The light, it's the coming of light after the darkness. And personally, as a singer, I love Brigid the goddess, who preceded Bridget the saint, because she was all about transformative energy, taking a poet, for instance, who head is full of words and transforming them into something poetic, mesmerizing, to keep all of the histories of their tribes, to keep the music of their people. And they honored Bridget as their patroness, and they would carry a staff into villages and sing the people home to themselves. I mean, Bridget was a massive part of Irish prehistory before the recordings about Saint Bridget, and they're all interwoven. The generosity, the transformative energy. Bridget is the patroness of blacksmiths. Again, she was born in a liminal space. Her mother had 1 foot out of the house, 1 foot in the house. So she would always be neither here nor there. She would always be both. And that's what blacksmithing is. You take disparate elements and transform them into something strong and abiding. And the same with poetry. And that's who she is. And I love that energy. So I moved to Louth because of her. I feel her here, you know. And we do celebrate fire festivals here 4 times a year. And it starts with Halloween and then Imbolc, and then it moves to Belplana and Lunasa. And we're coming out of that dark time now, the time of laying fallow and sitting at the hearth and being quiet and intimate with each other. And we're planting our seeds now. And we're sowing what we thought of and dreamed of in those dark winter days. And they'll all begin to sprout. And that's Bridget. She's all about rebirth, regeneration. So I love her.
Well, we're glad you love her.
And I want to thank the embassy, and I want to thank all of the Irish festivals because they have absolutely supported Irishness, at least as far as I was coming up, and they've just been so there. But to make this space, I think it was Danny who said that, so we can share Bridget, and we can share our talents with each other as women.
Is there any song about Bridget, Kathy, that you know? Or
there's a hymn. There's a hymn about her. It's called Gawa Malta Brigid, and it's singing the praises of Bridget, that she is beloved, that we must all praise her. She is the bright lantern of Leinster because, of course, she was born in Louth and founded her church in Kildare. And it ends with the house of winter is very dark, but come Brigid's day, spring is near to us in Ireland and the light comes. So I can sing 2 verses of that if you would like.
Love to.
Gawa Malta Brigid in Lake of Chiri Molamish Galeri Tigan Grivra Jindu Garalera Och erlali brija Gardunarok She is the patroness of the children as well. And she was a special friend to the women of Ireland because in times that were very hard, when many of the Irish women were farmers and they worried about their children and the animals, because of course that was the coin of the realm. Your cow was your wealth. She minded all of that. So you had someone to go to.
I love Kathy too, how St. Brigid provided sustenance, and that was her thing, the hospitality that nobody would go without, with whether it be sustenance of food or for health or in the injustices. She was very much about that, wasn't she? And of course,
she was fierce.
Fierce. Some women tonight have used that word fierce as well. I think that's marvelous. And the flame and the light, again, you mentioned that, but that really is a big part of St. Brigid, isn't it?
And that's how the church came in and co-opted it. They made it Candlemas. So even though we're celebrating Mary, the light is there. Bridget put the fire in the head of the poets. She put the fire in the forge for the blacksmiths. And you're right, that generosity. But the Irish would have invoked her, and some still do, when they're smoring the fire at night. So they take this ember, this mother ember, and they bury it in ash. And then in the morning, they kindle it again and reignite it. But they pray to Bridget while they're smoring the fire. Both of my grandmothers did this. And then in the morning, both of my grandfathers lit the fire in the morning, and they would invoke Bridget as well because she's so associated with fire. Her name means fiery arrow. She is the protection of the house from flame. And remember back when there were lots of thatched roofs in Ireland, you really needed to be protected from flame. But also matches were very dear when I was a kid coming to Ireland. Remember that? They were like 2 pence a box. Yeah. So you would s'more the fire and they would keep that fire going for a year. I mean, it was a real art. And then at one of the major fire festivals like Imbolc, they might quench the fire and go to the community fire, because Bridget was also a big believer in community and everybody being together. They would bring her fire home into their own hearth and relight their fire for the year.
Well, Kathy, I got to say, you are fired up about Bridget. I'm impressed. You know, when we were doing this, I just said, you know, Kathy really loves St. Bridget. It would be great to be a part of this, and we appreciate you staying up till 1:30 in the morning or whatever time it is.
Can I read you a little charm, it's called, that you would say to the fire when you are rekindling?
Sure.
I'll leave you with this. Bridget of the mantle, encompass us. Lady of the lambs, protect us. Keeper of the hearth, kindle us. Beneath your mantle, gather us and restore us to memory.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Happy Bridget's Day.
We're glad you could be a part of that. Wasn't that great?
Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. And just think down the road is St. Bridget's Well from Kathy and the lighting and all that. Fantastic. Again, Kathy Ryan, thank you very, very much. There's so many stories of St. Bridget, and we've touched upon many tonight. And I think, you know, when I read about the flame as well, and the perpetual flame, which has been there, it did inspire a tune. And I'll pick up the fiddle in a second. I just wanted to a quick, again, aside for our wonderful audience tonight, again, tuning in from everywhere, which is marvelous. And guys, we really appreciate this. The perpetual flame that St. Bridget is known for, one of many things, it actually, she built her monastery and church in Kildare, kept the fire alight, as Kathy alluded to, for her nuns, and the nuns of the fire that it represented the new light of Christianity as well, around the 5th century there. Gerald of Wales visited Kildare in the 12th century and reported the fire of St. Bridget was still burning, tended by the nuns of St. Bridget years later. Some historians actually believe that it possibly survived up to the suppression of the monasteries in the 16th century. And what's beautiful right now in modern-day Ireland, I believe the sacred flame was relit in 1993 by then later the Brigid sisters. The Sisters of Kildare have tended the flame in their center, and the flame, they feel, represents a beacon of hope, justice, and peace is the exact words they use for their country and our world. So, I mean, astounding symbolism in the flame, the perpetual flame. And yeah, I'd love to just play a quick, reel here with the old.
Sure. Everybody's getting in the game. Kathy's singing from home. Eileen's playing from home. Why not? It all goes tonight. We're all in everything for St. Bridget.
And I tell you, Joni, I want that ember and your beautiful fire behind you there in Clare to be put there. We're ready for tomorrow, okay?
All right.
In the spirit of women. I'll just go back so it won't blow your ears off, fellas. But again, this is the Perpetual Flame, a little reel.
Lovely.
With my feral cat back here, Smokey, is in the house. She's liking the music. I know she hasn't been running so far.
Hello to Tokyo, we understand, is in watching you now. We'll be in tune for Tokyo.
All right.
Now,
Perpetual Flame.
Great job, dolls. Great job.
Love our St. Bridget, Joni. And
well, seriously, it's great to be here and celebrating all these incredible women. And you know what? Your career has been nothing but astounding. So it's great to hear you play and to see where you've gone and what you've done and who you played with. It's, you're a credit. And I'm honored to be your friend and have a lifelong friendship with you.
Well, back at you, sweetheart. Back at you, Joni. And it leads to your wonderful and our wonderful Cherish the Ladies, but that you have kept that flame going for, gosh, Joni, how many years now?
37 years.
Oh, God bless you, doll. God bless you.
37 years. We'll be good when we get big yet, won't we? Yeah. So I think we're going to head off to a track with Cherish the Ladies. And this is, we recorded this down in Bucknell University. It was with a 12-piece string orchestra. And actually, this show actually won an Emmy. We're very proud of that. And we got 7 dancers, incredible dancers at the end. And it's when I remember we were going to the Flack Hills when we were kids, I needed a jig. I didn't have a jig, so I had never written anything, and I tried to compose one. And this is the jig that I wound up writing called The Cat's Meow. And I'm very proud now. It's really gone around the world. Everybody and their mother plays it. Just sat down in sessions all over the world playing it. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Cherish the Ladies live from Bucknell University from an Irish homecoming. Hope you enjoy it. Well, I love to write a few tunes, and this is the first tune that I ever composed. It's a jig I wrote called The Cat's Meow, after the cat lady of the Bronx. She had 200 cats lived around the corner, and when those cats got together for their soirees, nobody got any sleep. But anyway, this is the one that came about. Hope you like it. What?
That was fantastic. I love that tune, Joni. That is a great tune. And I love Karen, John. What a bunch of amazing dancers you had there.
Kara Butler, John Platsky, about 4 or 5 world champions there. I'm laughing at somebody's just putting up. It's now the Chinese New Year today, and it's the year of the dragon, or no, the year of the tiger with the cat's meow. So,
wow,
we're celebrating a lot of stuff tonight.
Smokey
But
loves it. Smokey the cat loves it. So. Thumbs up from Smokey, right?
I really love playing with Cherish, and it's great, and I'm glad you enjoyed that. But maybe we should calm things down a little bit. Why don't we head over to the Midwest, to Kansas, to our dear friend, both you and I, buddy, the one and only Ashley Davis. Woohoo!
Ladies, so good to see you. I've been just sitting here enjoying the show, waiting for the snow to come.
Are you getting much snow tonight?
You need your own talk show, I think. That's what I think after watching this.
Ashley, thanks for being with us tonight. I know you were with it last year with our wonderful concert, and it feels great to have you again because you're a big part of it. We were great hanging over there the summer. We had a bunch of festivals together, and it was always so nice to hear you and your wonderful band and the new record that you were putting out there. You're always cranking out new music, Ashley, and you're keeping it going. So well done.
Hustler girl. We appreciate we all admire Hustler. And you're one.
I had two good leaders in front of me to show me how to do
it. But I know tonight you won't be exactly singing, but you're also into poetry, and of course you write as well, Ashley. You do a lot of composing and lyrics and.
Yeah. So tonight I've chosen to read a poem for you all, and it was a nice task to actually kind of look through poems that specifically spoke to this day. And I wanted to have a female Irish poet, of course. But I also wanted to speak to sort of the worlds that I know you two definitely grew up in, of, the old world Ireland that you might have felt from your grandparents, and then into the new generations that we've been watching tonight so beautifully. Mm-hmm. And so I chose this poem called The Ackle Woman by Eamon Boland, who was born in Dublin, but ends up actually teaching over in America at Stanford. And she just does this, as you'll hear, this beautiful job of it's an older woman in the field who meets a young girl back from college, and they have this moment together. And then she's forever changed, and the older woman's probably forever changed. And it's just like the beacon that Bridget is to many of us, the healer of all things, So the Ackle Woman. She came up the hill carrying water. She wore a half-buttoned wool cardigan, a tea towel around her waist. She pushed the hair out of her eyes with her free hand and put the bucket down. The zinc music of the handle on the rim tuned the evening. An Easter moon rose. And the next door field astream was a fluid sunset, and then stars. I remember the cold rosiness of her hands. She bent down and blew on them like broth. And round her waist, on a white background, in coarse woven letters, the words glass cloth. And she was nearly finished for the day, and I was all talk, raw from college, week ending at a friend's cottage with one suitcase and the set text of the court poets of the Silver Age. We stayed putting down time until the evening turned cold without warning. She said goodnight and started down the hill. The grass changed from lavender to black. The trees turned back to cold outlines. You could taste frost. But nothing now can change the way I went indoors, chilled by the wind, and made a fire, and took down my book, and opened it, and failed to comprehend the harmonies of servitude, the grace music gives to flattery, and language borrows from ambition, and how I fell asleep, oblivious to the planets clouding over in the skies, the slow decline of the spring moon, and the songs crying out their ironies.
Beautiful.
Eamon Boland has such a way, Ashley, doesn't she, with packing so much in each phrase, right?
Amazing writer. That'd be beautifully set to music.
You get on that, Ashley.
Next meeting.
Well, we look forward to meeting you soon. And listen, it's always a pleasure to be in your company, even if we are very far away. But we're all very close tonight on this.
I know. I love seeing you girls, and I hope that we get to raise a jar soon and hang out.
Thank you very much, Ashley. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you part of the program, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you,
represent
Ashley.
the Midwest.
Great to see you. Mind the snow. Thank you so much.
Well, Eileen, speaking of the year of the tiger,
Yes.
we're moving on to a feisty tiger right now.
Oh, yes.
We're moving to a new woman I'm being introduced to tonight through this program tonight. And again, thanks to the Embassy of Ireland and of course the AICF for putting this concert together in honor of St. Bridget. But this is Claire Sands, and Claire is a 6th-generation fiddle player. She talks about herself a lot in the beginning, so I don't really have to say too much. But what I get from her, she's real feisty for sure. But she's a singer and songwriter, and she completed her master's in composition, and then she went over to one of the Aran Islands and composed music using the soundscape and the landscape to be her guide for her composition. Mm-hmm. But she sings in Irish and English, as well as again being an incredible fiddle player. But on top of being a great musician and singer, she also holds a black belt in karate. I assume it's karate, a black belt in something. And she's got world medals in competition. And she's coming from the jungle. I guess she can walk around the jungle. Nobody's messing with her.
Nobody would mess with Claire for sure. And as you'll hear, guys, in a minute, a really interesting style from beautiful, deep vocals and very heartfelt, very raw and in a great way, very like a bluesy sensibility too. But the way Claire uses her fiddle, I love. She backs herself with fiddle and I believe guitar as well. She's multi-instrumentalist, and she'll have a really wonderful percussive style with the fiddle. And Joni, what I believe as well is Claire. I know she was saying that her father is Seamus, who's a wonderful fiddle player, and her mom is Susan, who introduced her to the blues. And Seamus Sands was in my competition way back in the day in the All Ireland. He's a great fiddle player. And it's so funny when I saw Claire Sands' photo first that the wonderful ASCF kind of gave to us. I said Sands, and then I read, of course, that she had been playing fiddle from a young age. And just around the eyes and the dark coloring hair. Anyway, Seamus Sands, I mean, a great lineage. I think, what is it, sixth generation, right, Joni? Fiddler and multi-instrumentalist. So guys, enjoy. New to Joni and I, this is a great program because we're discovering so many incredible talents in instrumentally and in song and poems. So here we are again with the wonderful, from the jungle of Colombia,
from the jungle,
Claire Sands.
Dia Bacarja, how's it going? It's Misha Claire Sands. My name is Claire Sands. I'm a 6th-generation feisty fiddler and bilingual singer who makes fearless folk music with Irish traditional at the core. Although I'm a proud Cork woman, as you can see, I've taken myself to warmer shores for the month of January to soak myself in sun, in culture and in music here in the jungle in Colombia. Throughout my performance, you're going to hear a lot of the sounds of the jungle. Birds, trees, the absolutely beautiful river that I took a journey down for the making of this video. And it seems only apt, because the song that I'm going to perform today is called Aberlum the Ruin, and it was written around St. Bridget's Day last year in County Donegal, and it's a homage and an ode to spring and the traditions in Ireland that we celebrate around this time. This performance will be going out live on Imbolc, which is St. Bridget's Day. And it's a day that we weave crosses and we celebrate the badass, sassy goddess, St. Bridget. She's been an inspiration to many women, as a healer, as a kind soul, and someone that was well able to stand up for herself, which seems to be in the nature of many fearless Irish women these days. I would like to thank the Irish Association of Celtic Festivals and the Irish Embassy of the USA for having me for this performance today. My name is Claire Sands, and you can find out about any of my music on clairesands.com. Míle buchas a cardja. Bunig I sult as an ceol, agus gamuis buchas le Bridget. Enjoy the music, and we thank Bridget for this celebration today. Marginaug tossi, glande eigle drukt, quivni I the shieldi, abalumburun. Marginaug tossi, glande eigle drukt, quivni I the shieldi, abalumburun. Krisha casta, oiga, is that breach, Crucius, the cloak of Brudurun, Krisha casta, oiga, is that breach, Crucius, the cloak of Marginal pussy, blonde eigle droops, quivni I the shielding of a number. Marginal pussy, blonde eigle droops, quivni I the shielding of a number. Krisha casta, oiga, is that breach, Crucius, the cloak of Crucius, the cloak
Great stuff again. Claire Sands, man, what heart and passion when she was digging into the fiddle and backing herself, and then with the chop that she was doing there with the right hand, brilliant.
She's digging herself into the river, walking down there. You wouldn't catch me in no river in Colombia. No way.
You can save the flute.
Oh my God, just brilliant. Really, again, that's another new artist I found about tonight. So I hope everybody's going to support all these artists, right, Eileen?
Absolutely, Joni, and a wonderful ICF, Marin, and we were just chatting a little bit as we were enjoying Claire. You know, go guys to their websites or Bandcamp is a lot of great places to get this artist music to support them, because again, they're all independent artists and no big record companies and all that. So each I think are highly individual, wouldn't you say, and composers and really thoughtful musicians and singers. So check again them all out. We might even put something maybe in the comments section so you can again review their names. But just wonderful stuff. Claire Sands there, just great.
Great. Well, we're going to move on to Dublin. We're leaving the jungle, and we're going to Dublin now for our next artist. And she's no stranger to the wonderful festivals in this country. Her name is Ife Scott, and her last name is Scott, but she comes from quite the lineage. I met her when she was a little girl, and I'm sure we both met her when she was a little girl. She's a member of the famous Black family. Her mother is Senator Frances Black. Her aunt would be Mary Black, and her uncle's the famous Black brothers. So she really comes from incredible lineage of when it comes to folk singing. But she has really stepped out in her own light in the recent years, and she's gone on to write #1 song in Ireland. And she's another great hustler. I give her a lot of credit. She works a lot with her better half, Andy Meany, and he's going to join her on this next track. But I have to say she's fluent in Irish, and I'm seeing her a lot, and not just in singing, but she's also doing a lot of TV production work now. So a lot is going to be happening. She's a big, bright future ahead of her for the wonderful Ife Scott.
I agree. And a quick thing to add, I think, as well, with her wonderful mother, Senator Frances Black, she also is so articulate in musicians' rights and things like that in different platforms as well. She's been on our team many times in the TG Car, I'm sure, as well with the Irish. So it's wonderful to see a young artist being representative of her art in these ways, as well as just being a great, great singer and performer again. So enjoy Ife Scott. They're coming from the Liberties in Dublin, and a wonderful Andy Meany on guitar.
Hello, it's Ife Scott here, and Andy Lá Éileh Rida Hunna Díver Fad. Happy St. Bridget's Day to you. We are here at St. Patrick's Cathedral behind us, as you can see, in the Liberties. We're performing for Temple Bar Tradfest tonight as part of Women of Note, along with Peggy Seeger, Wallace Bird, Lucia McPartlin and Trisha Riley, and we are going to have an amazing night. But we said we'd hop out, play a song for you in one of the most special parts of Dublin, because we're going to sing a song for you now all about a very formidable, powerful, strong lady who used to sell all of her shop stuff on the corners right over there, and she was actually named after Brigid as well. Her name was Biddy Mulligan. But we're going to thank the AICF, thank you so much to the Association of Irish Celtic Festivals for having us to perform today for St. Bridget's Day, and thank you to the Irish Embassy of USA as well for having us. So we'll sing this song for you. This is all about the strong woman called Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. Here we go. Take it away, Andy. Yep. You may travel from Clare to the County Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. But where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. I'm a buxom fine widow that lives in a place in Dublin that's known as the Coombe. Me shop and me stall are laid out in one place, and me palace consists of one room. By Patrick Street corner for 35 years, I stood by my stall, that's no lie. But while I was there was no one would dare to say black was the white of me eye. You may travel from Clare to the County Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. But where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. I sell apples and oranges, nuts and split peas, bullseyes and sugar sticks sweets. On Saturday night I sell second-hand clothes on the floor and stalls on the street. Now I have a son Mick, he plays in the pipe, he belongs to the Longford Street Band. It would do your heart good to see them march out on a Sunday on Sandy Round Strand. You may travel from Clare to the County Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. But where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. You may travel from Clare to the County Kildare, from Dublin right down to Macroom. But where would you see a fine widow like me, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe? Me boys, Biddy Mulligan, the pride of the Coombe. Gurmagav, thank you so much to the AICF, and happy St. Bridget's Day to you all. Thanks a million. Thanks, Andy.
Gorgeous day in Dublin there, huh?
But a true Dublin ballad. Great to hear the old ballads there.
Absolutely, and no better woman than Ife Scott with the voice there and the dub accent and all. That was great song. Her and Andy Meany again with that gem of a song.
Billy Mulligan, the pride of the crew. Well, now, what about? I think we should hear about from the pride of the Bronx now. What do you got in store for us?
Well, you're back at you, Bronx. I love some of the comments as well as we were leading up to this was Woodlawn in the house. Joni and I from Woodlawn, St. Barnabas Parish in the Bronx. Woohoo! And again, folks, love writing in. It's so great. We've been watching and reading your comments. So feel free to just pop us a note. And again, this is such a great night of just being together, celebrating St. Bridget. A wonderful Association of Irish Celtic Festivals. Again, thank you, Embassy of Ireland. And, I remember doing this prayer of St. Bridget last year, and I'd love to do it again, Joni, because I think, as we've heard throughout tonight's performance, St. Bridget was an amazing, amazing woman. And this prayer just is sure up very succinct in the way that she touches so many facets of life, especially one being peace. And I think in our world right now, prayers for peace, for sure. And the wonderful cloak of St. Bridget to watch over us. So beautiful prayer. St. Bridget, you were a woman of peace. You brought harmony where there was conflict. You brought light to the darkness. You brought hope to the downcast. May the mantle of your peace cover those who are troubled and anxious. And may peace be firmly rooted in our hearts and in our world. Inspire us to act justly and to reverence all God has made. St. Bridget, you were a voice for the wounded and the weary. Strengthen what is weak within us. Calm us into a quietness that heals and listens. May we grow each day into greater wholeness in mind, body, and spirit. Amen.
Amen. That's a good one.
Amen. Yeah, beautiful St. Bridget, our sparkling flame, and incredible there to watch over us, especially in these times with reignite the flame that's within all of us and the goodness, hopefully, especially now with so much going on. But we're going to go to a little instrumental piece again after that wonderful Ife Scott song. And it's just on solo violin. As you know, Joni, I've been playing the fiddle for many, many years. And I guess I'm a bit biased, of course, but I love the instrument. It's something I always say in concert. You could keep learning till the day you go. And there's a lot on there between the lead melodies, counter melodies. You could do harmonies. You could do rhythm, percussion, bass lines with octave divider and pedals like that.
All right, you have a few more.
So you got a bit of that and percussion as well. But I just like to say, by using like some electronics, some looping, some modern technology, you can certainly create a palette with the violin and that. So actually, you poor thing, Joni, you were part of the first experiment I had when I was about 18 years old in Manny's Music when I got my first blue violin, and I came with an array of pedals and all these stop boxes and my first Crybaby Wah, and I brought it up to, I don't know, the Fireside or somewhere in the Bronx or the Village Tavern up in
Village Tavern with John Morrison. He said he loved the wah-wah pedal.
Oh, God help us. Well, it was funny. Yeah, I used it probably so obnoxiously. I know I did back then. God bless you. You had a lot of patience, Joni, but it's wonderful through the years to kind of work with that. But anyway, through this tune that another amazing, fierce woman, Billie Eilish, is an American, of course, pop Grammy Award-winning pop artist, and with Irish roots, which her and her brother Phineas, who are amazing, a production team, are quite proud of their Irish heritage, and they speak to it very much, which is wonderful to hear. So I kind of heard her perform this on the Grammys, and the line really struck me. Her beautiful vocal harmonies really struck me, very, very close, tight harmonies. It just hit me like, hey, let me throw a loop here on there. And so I hope you guys enjoy a little instrumental pop from a wonderful artist, again, Billie Eilish, and her Irish heritage, as we celebrate all things from these women today. Here's Billie Eilish with a violin loop of Bad Guys.
Duh.
Well, folks, that's the marvel of Eileen Ivers. Woo! Sounds like there's 10 of her over there.
Oh, wouldn't you love that, doll?
No, one of you is enough. No,
Duh.
really, you're just incredible at it, and your musicality just shines throughout that. It's just amazing, really, really phenomenon. That's all you are. You're a badass too. You're a badass.
A lot of cursing going on in St. Bridget's Night. What's going on?
Sorry. But the rest of them are saying it, so I'm just joining in. Well, I know we're running. Sands are running out of the hourglass, so we're going to move things along here. And folks, I know Eileen has mentioned it, but I'm here at my house in Milltown, Malbane, County Clare, where my mother comes from, and it's a beautiful part of the country. And I have to say, I was commissioned by the Irish Arts Center in New York to write a piece of music. And when you hear like my cat's meows, usually I'm writing something very joyous and something uplifting. But what we've just gone through as musicians, the pandemic was just, it just knocked us all on a loop. Like for me, it was the 35th anniversary of Cherish. We had over 100 cities booked. We had a couple of bus tours with 1,000 people on my cruise booked. And then the next day, it's all gone. And that was like the same for all of us. And it was the first time that I had nothing to do. I had nothing to plan, nothing to work on. The world stopped. It was just incredible. So I came over here to kind of go through some of the pandemic, and we managed to get the girls together here at my house here. And we wound up recording a track that I wrote for about 1.5 miles down the road is a place called Spanish Point. And it's on the ocean. I can see the ocean from the front and the back. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And I was walking down there every night going for walks. And this just inspired me to write this little piece of music. And I actually brought in a friend of mine. He's had a drone camera. And we got down there one night. And it was just one evening as dusk was coming down. And the scenery is just amazing. There's no filters. I just want you to see. But this is what I saw as I play Spanish Point. Hope you enjoy it with Cherish the Ladies.
Piece. Gorgeous, Joni.
Thank you.
Gorgeous, Joni. Beautiful piece of music.
And I do have to have a little send out to also to it was Nulla Casey was on the fiddle and Mary Coogan on guitar, Kathleen Boyles playing piano, and of course Morella Murray on the accordion. So they were all here, part of that. But you know, that was a real slow lament, and I'm so happy. In Ireland, 2 weeks ago, the bar was closed at 8 o'clock. Now there is no COVID; it's gone. Everything's open, and everything's back to capacity. And I am so looking forward. I know you're back hitting the road for March, Eileen, and we're on Cherish is on the road for March, and so many of the bands are hitting the road for March. It's the first time we're getting back out there, like really getting out there. So looking forward to seeing all our fans back again.
Absolutely, Joni. Sharing music live is something that's it's great to have these events, of course, but live and breaking that fourth wall is amazing. And seeing Ireland again through these things. I know you have a bus tour. I have a couple bus tours coming up. It's wonderful to see people getting out there and celebrating the culture in person. But there's Maren. How you doing, my friend?
How you doing,
Maren? Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you both so much. What a night.
We had a great night. I mean, really, it's great to see everybody commenting that all over the world, people from all over the world. So hello, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely universal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, again, all this wonderful new talent that we mightn't have been exposed to before. But thank you again, AICF, for pulling all these wonderful artists together, of all the support that you guys have done through the years. And yeah, big thank you. Embassy of Ireland, of course, as well. Maren, you're a big part of the Association of Irish and Celtic Festivals. And
Jessica too, and also Kelly and John O'Neill. What a job they did, O'Neill Events.
Yeah, big shout out to O'Neill Events and Marketing out of Kansas City for being our production team tonight. They really made it all work and made the magic happen behind the scenes.
Well, we hope everybody enjoyed this tonight, and it's going to be up on YouTube, right? You can watch it anytime. You can watch it on Facebook. I know people are saying, "Can we watch it?" It's going to be up on Facebook on all our pages, and you can also go to YouTube to watch it. So you have plenty of time to see it. For anybody who missed half of it or part of it, it's all there.
Watch again and again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, girls, Joni, what a blast to kind of chat with you, my friend. Ireland and New York here in the house, and of course, Maren, you're Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and it's so many people around the world. You made the world a lot smaller there tonight. And St. Bridget, the cloak has been cast, and she got us all in tonight.
Thank you, St. Bridget. Thanks to AICF. Thanks everybody for coming and joining in. We're so happy you enjoyed it. Thanks for commenting and liking, and share it. Please get out there and share it if you enjoyed it. And folks, happy St. Bridget's Day. We'll see you next year, I think. We're going to have to do this again.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good
night,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless.